Hi there, this is Matt Heffernan. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the first episode of a new program, a show if you will, on our channel called Slithy Vlogs. And this is, of course, number one, as you can see here, an introduction to what the concept of Slithy Vlogs will be. It's just going to be an informal weekly update on things that are going on, and a venue for me to talk to you in a more informal fashion outside of some of the more rigidly scripted things like my tutorial series and large-scale demos and things like that. This is going to be a place just to talk about what projects I have going on, little status updates, maybe a little behind the scenes, and of course a nice space for having very short demos that don't warrant necessarily a whole big explanation about or doing a deep dive on. And so we're just going to get right off with a bit of news. If you're following the Commander X16 project on Facebook or on the actual website, commanderx16.com, you'll see that the member of the dev team responsible for the emulator and ROM code, Michael Steil, he has announced the upcoming release of build R39, which will be compatible with the prototype hardware, that revision 2 board, and or board number 2 as it sometimes is called. And right now the GitHub holding the ROM and the emulator already have all of these fixes that were put in there for the prototype, and he's sort of wrapping that up, and we're going to expect that very soon. Hopefully by this weekend be able to see R39 out there. And so because of that, I'm going to have new release versions of my games and stuff that came out of Slithy Games, including, of course, Chase Fault, my very first game. There will be a new release version of that compatible with R39. There'll be a new beta release of the XCI adventure game engine, including the games that I've created for it so far, including Tic-Tac-Toe and Where's Bernie. And of course, Cavi's Quest is still under development, and I've been putting builds out to the Commander X16 website, and of course showing demos of that on YouTube. And there will be a new build of that will be compatible with R39 as well. And of course, I have a whole bunch of little demos that I've shared with the community, and in those cases, so that they still work with R39 and the web emulator on the website, those will also be receiving updates going forward. So be on the lookout for that. Check out the downloads page on commanderx16.com, and I will also be posting all of these things on my GitHub. Of course, I'm Slithy Matt on GitHub, just like I am everywhere. And you can star my repos. I'll have a link to my GitHub profile on this in the description of this video, and we'll be good to go. So meanwhile, looking ahead to the next episode of the current main series that I'm working on, the Commander X16 assembly tutorial. As you can see here, this little mosaic of all the title screens, we've been coming a long way here, going bit by bit through the different concepts that are needed for doing assembly development on the Commander X16. The last episode, which you've seen by now, hopefully, is the PSG sound episode, lesson number 13. And as you can see through this series, I've been going back and forth between different aspects of programming. So I'm not just doing multiple episodes in a row of the same sort of thing. So splitting up graphics, sound, things like interrupts, math, all this stuff, sort of spreading it out to eventually be able to build up a level of knowledge that you would need to be able to create something like a game or a demo or maybe even a productivity application. So the next episode coming out will be based on the interface in the X16 for a mouse and joysticks, which are really just Super Nintendo gamepads, is what's compatible. And we'll be exploring a couple of demos in that. And one of which I'm going to just show you right now because it came out really good. And you're going to see a little more about how to create this demo I'm going to show you, and I'll be talking about it a bit more in that, and doing a deep dive into the code in an upcoming patron exclusive video, which I'll also be talking more about. So let me get out of here. Let me make sure you can still hear me. Yep, I'm still recording. And let's go over here. So as you can see, it looks like a paint application because that's what it is. So you've got the 16 color palette up here. You can pick a color. I'll pick this beautiful brown color, and there I can just draw a figure 8 with the mouse. It's just putting spaces in there. It's not changing any of the characters. It's just changing the background of the color of the characters, going from white to whatever your current one is. Of course, you could just go back to white and delete effectively. And of course, you can just choose any of these 16 colors, including black. Since there's nothing behind it, it's not going to be transparent. It'll just go right back to black. And of course, you can get this right now out of my repo, which I'm linking, of course, in the description. At least to the main page. You can sort of navigate from there, but this is going to be part of the assembly tutorial lesson 14, and the code's already up there on GitHub, and I'll be doing the deep dive and a bigger demo later on YouTube and of course on Patreon. So I hope you give that a shot. I'll even have a web version of this put up on the Commander X16 website. So lots of cool stuff coming out. And I hope you enjoy some of these videos. I've got a lot planned, a lot more stuff going on, and a lot of it is really in thanks to my supporters on Patreon. We're going to show these folks here right now, and these are the folks that are making it possible for you to hear me right now. I've bought a new microphone thanks to their support, and I hope this sounds better. I know a lot of folks were concerned about some of the sound quality on my previous videos. My poor old shotgun mic that is this 20-year-old analog monstrosity, it's finally just dying, and getting any sort of analog input, even in my fancy new laptop, it's not made for taking analog inputs either, so that compounds the problem. And now I've got a nice digital connection, a nice new microphone, which by the way is a Blue Yeti Nano. For those that are interested in this sort of thing, this is a very affordable prosumer microphone specifically made for podcasting, screencasting, and stuff like that. So again, thanks to all my patrons. If you want to join up, you got the link here on the page and on the screen rather, but also in the description. You'll have the link for that, and of course, like I said, my GitHub profile. You can follow me on all that stuff and be on the lookout for more patron exclusive content coming on Patreon. And this weekend, the lesson 14 going public on YouTube for my assembly tutorial. And that's all I got for you today. I hope you like this sort of short format, informal video. I'm going to be doing more of these. I'm going to try to get one of these done in between each of the main episodes. Try to get about 2 episodes in a week between the big ones and the small ones. And I think this should be providing a lot of good content and a lot of good opportunities for you to come interact with me and give me ideas of maybe things I can put in this little vlog format, or maybe what my next big series should be once I run through this whole tutorial. Please put your comments down in there, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you really like what I'm doing, hit me up on Patreon and I'll be very appreciative of that. So I thank you so much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.